Okay, so for most that don't know, the all-new Samsung Galaxy S25 series was announced, and there are quite a few things that I found interesting about this new lineup, but some of these are basically not much of a big change compared to the S24. So without further ado, let's get straight to what you need to know, and this video is going to be as short as possible, so it's just going to be a little recap of what you need to know about these devices. So let's get straight to the video. So first we have the standard Galaxy S25, which will be priced at $800. Now this will include a 6.2-inch display, which is AMOLED with 120Hz, which is honestly pretty good to have in a smartphone nowadays. Okay, so the processor, it will include a Snapdragon 8 Elite. It will also include 12GB of RAM, which is honestly more than enough RAM for a phone. Now when it comes to storage options, you have two options. You have the 128GB option or the 256GB option, which honestly is not bad at all for those that wanting to have a simple phone that can store simple photos and obviously some of your basic apps. Now going to the main camera system, you do have a 15 megapixel wide camera, a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, and of course a 10 megapixel telephoto camera. Now you'll be able to record up to 8K footage at 30 FPS, which is honestly pretty good. Now going to the front facing camera, will include a 12 megapixel camera that can record up to 4K 60 FPS. Now the standard S25 will include 4000 milliamps of battery, which is honestly more than enough power for a use. Now of course have three options when it comes to colors. So you'll get icy blue, navy mint, and silver shadow. Now for $200 more, you can go for the S25 Plus. Now this actually does not have much changes, except for of course a bigger screen and of course a bigger battery. So with the display for the S25 Plus, you'll get a 6.7-inch display, which will also include 120Hz. It will include the same processor as the standard S25. It will also have the same RAM, but it will have more storage, with the starting option to be at 256GB of storage, and of course 512GB as the other option. Now the camera system is going to be the same as the S25, and it will also have the same capture style as the S25. Now the only big difference with the S25 Plus, it will include a 4900 milliamp battery, which is 900 more than the actual S25. So that could be a good middle ground for those who are wanting to have a phone that can last very long and also isn't too expensive. Then go to the final phone, which is obviously the S25 Ultra. Now there's a lot of big changes, and this is $500 more than the standard S25. So yes, this will be priced at $1,300. This will include a 6.9-inch display, nice. Will obviously include 120Hz and obviously has the same processor, same RAM, and will also have some good options when it comes to storage. So with the S25 Ultra, you can get 256GB of storage, 512 or 1TB. Now the camera system for the all-new S25 Ultra does include a 200 megapixel wide camera, a 50 megapixel ultra wide camera, and a 50 megapixel telephoto camera. And this will of course be able to record at 8K at 30 frames per second and 4K at 120 frames per second, which is double compared to the standard S25. Now of course with the S25 Ultra, you do get 5000 milliamps of battery, which is 1000 more than the standard S25. Now the options that you can get with the S25 Ultra will include Titan Black, Titan Gray, Titan Silver Blue, and finally Titan White Silver. Now that we covered some of the main specs you need to know about these new phones, let's talk about the new features that you'll find on this new S25 lineup. Now first of all, the design for these new phones are actually very useful because now that you have a bigger screen with thinner bezels, which will be very useful for those who are wanting to have a bigger screen to experience more when it comes to watching shows, videos, and so much more. Now, of course, something I will say is that some of these phones are actually copying some designs from the likes of course, Apple, but I mean, it's just a boxier look. It actually is not too bad at all. Now, some of the main talk about this whole event was mostly talking about the AI features that'll be brought to you by Google's Gemini. Now, some of these features are actually very nice, but they are not new at all. Most of these are already found over the likes of Apple, and obviously some of these are just some enhancements. But let me say some of the AI functions that I think will be very useful is obviously the use of background noise removal when you take a video. So it's basically taking the likes of some things that are already found with the likes of the iPhone 16 Pro. But it is nice that you have more of these capabilities with Samsung devices. But otherwise, that's everything you need to know about the all-new Galaxy S25. And I think some of these features are very nice to have for those who are wanting to upgrade to a new Samsung. And what's nice about this is that you'll at least have updates to these new devices for at least 7 years, so you will still have support for 7 years from now. But also let me know in the comments below which one will you go for your own use, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Be safe as always, and have a great day.